I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right, greetings and good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. As usual, I am your host, Manningsman. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And as usual, we start all our programs by taking a minute or two just to give thanks for life. As you know that I'm a Christian. I'm not afraid of saying that, but I'm not perfect, right? But whether you're a Christian or not, whether whomever you worship, whoever you praise, whoever you serve, there's breath in your lungs. And when you have breath in your lungs, you know that that is not determined by you, but a greater power. And that is the one who made the heavens and the earth. And so we look to him as our source of strength and hope and help. You may be going through a rough day. Disappointment may come. But being discouraged is a choice. No matter how tough things are and times are, you can find hope. You can find a reason to give thanks. You can find a reason to look up and look beyond your present problems and focus on the great things that lies ahead of you. So take time today. Be good to yourself and be good to others. Tell the people who are close to you that you love and appreciate them. Just say that today. I love and appreciate you. And just watch positive energy flow all around you. Today I have a very special guest. This is generations of good or great footballers. On the male and on the female side, we have a father who he has had the experience of being at tournament with his kids, watching them represent the national team. He represented the national team, stand out in prep school in Jamaica. And for those of you who used to watch Henriquez Cup and Alberga Cup, also a standout at St. George's College. He went to Howard University and he did extremely well. Also played in the A-League and did extremely well. And he's here today to share his journey and to tell the story of what it is like to be a father of kids who play football at an elite level. He's also involved in football right now, and we're going to get a lot of that. And he's one of those persons that wants to give back to Jamaica. He has been doing that, but he wants to do it in a more tangible way, to give his services to make football better in Jamaica. And so he's here today to also make that clear that here I am, I'm ready to give back in any capacity, footballing capacity, that I'm needed so that the sport can get better in Jamaica. His name is Gregory Simmons, and we welcome him to the I Am Sure platform today. Sir Simmons, welcome.
Yeah, man is man. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Man, it's a pleasure having you. It's a pleasure having you. That I noticed when I had like um Altimont, he said Freddie. When I had Andy Williams, he said Bama. When I had Bibi, he said Bibi. When Ricardo Fuller was on, he said Wiley Boo. So all of these persons had a name, but you put Gregory Simmons. No nicknames, no aliases.
Yeah, man. Well, I have enough nicknames. Jamaicans, we always have nickname. I never know you want to put the nickname.
No, no.
Well,
So
in
what?
Jamaica, they call me Simo, which is regular Simmons, Simo.
Yeah.
Or then, when I was at U17, Aliman used to call me Longa because I was, long. So yeah, so Longa is my name at George's or Simo. So
All right.
either one.
Awesome. All right, so good to have you. I mean, it's a whole lot, so we're going to see how much we can cover in our time here. Thanks to all the persons who are already in the comment section. We appreciate you coming on. As usual, we want to give our guest as much time as possible to share their story. And then when we get closer to the end of the program, we'll take your questions and comments. In the meantime, while you're on, please hit the like button. If you have not yet subscribed to the platform, go ahead and do so. And please go ahead right now, take a minute and share the content with others and let them know that Gregory Simmons is on. All right. Father of Jordan and Cameron Simmons as well. All right. But before we get to the small ballers, we're going to talk about the big one, who is the father, right? It is from him they get all the giftings and the skills. So talk to us, Sir Simmons. I mean, you started out in prep school, St. Peter's and Paul, I believe.
Yeah, started out at Peter and Paul.
Yes. So tell us
Great
about
Peter
that
and Paul.
journey and who was on the team and how you and Andy Williams, having defeated him in prep school, you ended up at St. George's together. Just tell us about that and get into the St. George's days and what that was like playing in the Manning Cup for you.
Yeah, man. But Peter and Paul was obviously a great time. That's when it all started, playing on teams. So, one of the greats, Andre Virtue, obviously was on the team. Very good, close friend of mine up to this day. Um, a next special footballer that never made it, Ushaka Dawkins. I don't know if you remember that name. He was one of those special generational players that, got caught up in the wrong scenes and never make it outside of Peter and Paul. But for me, I knew he was one of those special talents. And to name a lot more, it was a great team. Craig Zadie came up a little bit after. Uh, a bunch of good guys. So yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, we did play Andy in the Alberca Cup, one of prep big rival, up by Hillel, and beat them in the finals. So that was a good one.
Yeah. And then from there, you guys all ended up at St. George's because you after you left St. Peter and Paul, your next stop was St. George's College.
Yeah. Yes, I left Peter and Paul, went to St. George's College, which my older brother, Sean Simmons, was already there playing. He played Pepsi Coast and Manning Cup. So even when I was at Peter and Paul, I used to always go down to St. George's. I even trained with them when I was at Peter and Paul, trained
Oh,
with the
so you
Manning
had a
Cup team.
bigger brother. I didn't know you had a bigger brother who played football.
Yeah, man. Sean Simmons played at George's, played Pepsi, Colts, and Manning Cup. with
Andrew Price.
and no, that was after he was after Andrew, I think. No, he didn't play with Andrew. He was after Andrew. He played with Ratty and Butty.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Burtis was his coach. Um, yeah.
So tell us about the time at St. George's.
Yeah,
What
man,
was
St.
that
George
like?
is special, special, special. Obviously, it was a football school, so I dream of mine to continue going there. My brother went there, obviously, so he played the whole time. So we went there, Pepsi, won Pepsi. And when I went there, we already won Pepsi 3 years, but prior to, I think, the year when Tyrone Marshall was there, they won it. The year before that, then me and Andy Williams went in the same time. Trevor Spencer went to George's at the same time. Played Pepsi, won Pepsi, beat up, I forget who, it was Wilmers, I think, we beat in the finals. And then
Oh,
I don't know if I played, I think I played,
somebody
huh?
said Ali Rose was there as well.
Yeah, Ali Rose was there.
And he said the
Ali
great
Rose was
Shaka.
a year.
And they said the great Shaka.
No, Ushaka Dawkins was at was at Pete and Paul. He never made it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we played Pepsi, and I think I never get to play Coast because at the time they were saying if you play Coast you can't play Money Cup, right? So I think the year after that I was in the Money Cup pool. I might be played a couple of games of Colts, but I never. I can't remember now. Maybe I did play that 1 year. Yeah, we did play that 1 year after Pepsi. I played that 1 year Colts, second farm, but then third farm after that was in Money Cup. They wouldn't allow us to play both at the time. I don't know. I forget why they changed the rule at last minute that we couldn't play Colts and Money Cup. So we ended up playing Money Cup from third farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you played Manning Cup all the way up to, did you go to sixth form as well?
No, no,
Or-
no. So I played Money Cup 90 and 91. I migrated after 91 season.
So how did the team do in 1990 and in 1991? How far
90,
did you
with
go?
90, we didn't, I don't forget how far we went in 90. That was the year, I remember we played, I didn't play as much that year. That was like my first year. But I remember playing, I remember we played against Walter Boy, them over by Stadium East that night. And I was on the bench watching. I was at all watching Walter Boy playing them time. I don't think we didn't do too well that 90, but 91 we won Walker Cup and we lost to Arden in the semi-final of Money Cup.
Oh, that was the
Yeah.
Arden team with O'Neal Riley.
Barnes was Oni Riley there? I don't remember. But I remember they beat us in stadium in the semi-final.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so after your second year of Manning Cup, you migrated to the States to
Yeah,
finish
so
up high school.
91 play Money Cup, was the second leading goal scorer in Money Cup. And
Really?
then
That in 1991, so that's in fourth from you're the second leading goal scorer. How many goals did you get?
I'd have 11 goals. You remember them time it was only like 13, 14 team in Money Cup, It wasn't like
Oh,
you never have
yeah,
an
yeah,
easy
yeah, yeah,
game. Them
that's
time
true.
Money Cup competitive. Them time Money Cup real competitive. Every game is like a Premier League game.
Wow. And
Yeah,
what
man.
position
So
you played?
I was playing midfield. at the time. I remember we played Tivoli over by. We used to play at Sabina Park or Stadium. We never played at them time. You wasn't playing at your high school. You're playing at the major stadiums because stadium full. So
Oh,
we
okay,
play. Yeah,
because
man. We used to we
yeah.
play. Yeah, man. We play. Remember we played over Sabina Park against Tivoli, and we'll walk from George's over to Tivoli and then over to Sabina Park. I'll never forget. And some Tivoli man run up on me and say, "Yo, Talman, you scored today. You're dead." And
Yeah.
then Ali Rose flashed them off. And we'll flash them off. Because we're never friends. We know I just taught them at that.
Okay.
And then we'll go in at the stadium and I scored a goal. And we'll go in front of them and beat my chest. And the next day after that, we'll go down to Tivoli go check some things. You know what I mean? So let me have hope and respect for us. It was no real threat thing.
Okay. So that team that you played in 90 had you, Andy Williams, Edson Scott was keeping.
Edson Scott was keeping. Omar Thomas was our captain.
Yo-Yo was on the team?
No, Yo-Yo, young boy them time. Yo-Yo never on the
Okay.
team yet.
Ali Rose was on it?
Ali Rose was a big striker.
Okay.
Troy Robinson was playing. Mario Watts was playing.
Trevor was
Marvin McLean, Trevor Spencer.
Whoa, that
Big
was
side, man.
big side.
Big
And
side.
you
Remember 92, when I left 92, them win Money Cup. I left 91 and 92, that same team win
the
Money
following
Cup.
season they won Manning Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, so you remember who replaced you in the team?
No, a good question, that, you know. Maybe it was Yo-Yo. Maybe Yo-Yo did play them. Yeah, I think Yo-Yo was Yo-Yo.
No.
Yo-Yo played.
I mean, were you happy that you migrated, or were you kind of sad that
No, man, it was
you were doing
sad.
well and, yeah.
No, it was one of those opportunities where so I had a cousin that was playing for the U.S. national team at the time, the U17, and his father, Jamaica, them come from Clarendon, but they all lived in D.C. and my uncle was a professor at Howard University, and I had aunts that was nurses and cousins that went to Howard. So my uncle, reached out to my mother and my father and said, "Yo, let's think about having him come up and live with us so he can get used to the American system and look to get a scholarship for college and all that stuff." So they approached me, and my mother and father approached me, and I was like, a good opportunity like this, I don't think I can turn it down. So I ended up doing it, but it was sad. I mean, I remember the day it was over Independence. We used to go country Independence, and when my father come pick me up now, say, "Yo, this is it." I mean, I was there with Johan and Jason was on the team, the twins, and then we're my close friends, and we were there hanging out, and it was rough. It was rough when I tell him I'm finally leaving. So yeah, man, it was kind of rough, but when I moved to the States, it was a good experience, but I was sad every day I pop my bag, I want to go back home, and then worse that the team go win Money Cup without me.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Well,
that one hurt.
I said D Slim asking if I think he's saying buffer, but I think it's actually butter. If butter was on the team.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And then somebody saying that 1990 Arden team that beat up Georges had ballers like Errol Blake and Omar Lester.
Yeah.
So they had a good team. Okay.
They had a good team. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's probably one of Arden's best team.
Okay. So you got to the United States. You had a couple more years of high school to complete before you'd have gone on to college.
Yeah.
Did you play football in those final years, or you just focus on your school stuff? And then
No, man. So I moved in with my cousins, my uncle. They had 4 boys, and they all played football. One played at the national level, the other was more like state and region. So we all went to the same high school at the same time, which was one of the no-name football schools in the area. So when we went there, now we just dominate, all of us, and we just win the championship. And everything. So that's when I was awarded an All-American, which is top 50 best players in the country out of high school.
Oh.
So yeah, I was named the All-American. Me and my cousin, actually, both of us were All-Americans in high school. So we're the first in that school and to be named All-American.
So you got named All-American. Now, you probably were around 16 at this time.
Yeah.
Jamaica was playing youth football. Were you
Yeah.
still on the mind of Jamaicans to be invited, or you were just off the radar because you are in the States?
Yeah, so when I left Jamaica, I played on the 17s, the national team with Coach Aliman and Jackie Walters was our coach.
Okay,
We went to
actually made
Trinidad.
the U17 before. you
Yeah,
left.
I played U17, man. Yeah, man. We went Trinidad, we go Honduras. I played U20s as well. So even when I was in the States, I was, I
You were
came
still
back.
on the radar. Okay, so
Yeah, I was still
Aliman
on
was
the
the coach at the U17 team. You played in that U17 team.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So it was
okay.
me. And we all played. So we all played for Jackie Walters in
Minor league.
in the minor league. So it was me from Georges. It was me, Ernie, Bruce Lynn, Omar Thomas, Who else? I think it was like 7 of us on the national team at the time that went to Georges. Played U17.
As Scott wasn't on it.
Yeah, I think he was on it too, you know. Yeah, man. Who
Okay.
else am I missing? Yeah, so and then so I played U17 and we played, went to Trinidad and all that. Then when I was in the States, played, went to high school and I got called for the U20s. So we played the U20s World Cup qualifier in Honduras.
Okay.
Yeah.
That U20 team now had Milton Griffiths on it.
Yeah.
And Yo-Yo was on that U20.
Yeah. Same Omar Ernie, Andre Virtue, Andy was on it.
Yeah.
Fabian Davis was on it.
Right. How did that U20 team not qualify?
Again, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember, but it was a good time, so man. It was good. I have a big up coach, Jackie Waters. He's one of my favorite coaches in Jamaica ever.
Okay, because he coached that U20 team.
Yeah, he coached the U17 team and minor league. I played minor league with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you All American, and then you moved to Howard on scholarship.
Yeah. Full scholarship to Howard. Played there 4 years and was all-time leading goal scorer at Howard University.
As a midfielder?
No, when I went to Howard, I played me a forward now.
Okay.
So
who were the other Jamaicans here, or you were the only
Jamaican? Carlington Clark was there. Puppy Dog. Andre Virtue was there. Johan and Jason Chung was there. Javon Sterling. Javon Sterling, keeper from Clarendon. Or no, where did he go?
Yeah, he's somewhere from Clarendon.
And Robbie. Enough Jamaicans on the team. About 7, 8 away. The Jamaican team.
And that Howard team. Javon Sterling also kept for the under-20 team.
Yeah.
You were part of.
He was our keeper.
At Howard, I didn't know that.
Howard was a Jamaican side. Beer national team players went to Howard. All of us went at the same time. Yeah, man.
Okay.
And the next one named Michael Lawrence from Clarendon. I don't know if you know, he played forward with me. Big. Yeah, man. Howard did have a big side.
So, did you win? I mean, in your 4 years, Mario was at Howard too.
Mario. Yeah.
Okay. Mario. Whoa. So
we won our conference every year, and then until we too good, them kick we out. We beat up everybody.
You were kicked out of the conference.
Yeah, because I guess them said we were too good, and then they moved us to another. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I know after 3 years we won it 3 years in a row. And then
while you were there, so what happened in the final year? You didn't win it because they changed your conference.
Final year, I think we did win the other conference. Yeah, I think we won all the conferences. And we went to the NCAAs and lost to UVA. But we had like 7 injuries. 7 starters were injured. So,
okay.
But even today, I talked to a lot of college coaches even today that was in the game back then, and they were saying that's the best talent pool ever in college. Because even before us, I don't know if you know, but in the 80s, Howard won the NCAAs.
Right, because they had like the Weatherly brothers.
Yeah, and they had Peter Isaacs and them players.
Peter Isaacs, yeah.
Enough Jamaicans went to Howard. Howard is a tradition.
Michael Lady Lawrence.
Laddie Lawrence.
Laddie. Yeah, that lady, I was wondering about that. Okay. This is my friend from Trinidad, so obviously he knows Michael.
Yeah, he knows, because enough Trinidad went to Howard too. An African.
Okay. And then somebody says Cesar Cunningham, but he never play ball.
Yeah. Enough Jamaicans went there. Even enough Jamaicans that never play ball went to Howard. Yeah, Cesar was there with us. Enough Jamaicans, man.
Whoa. All right, so you got dropped. Was it that after Howard, did you pursue, what you studied in school, or did you continue football? Or you were drafted to play in the A-League, or you went on to play the A-League after that? Were there opportunities for you? And that's one question. Did you move on and play in the A League, which is what they had there then, and not MLS?
Yeah, so because I was in DC United had some interest in me, but it was more tryout and come, you know what I mean, come try a thing. So I went up to Hershey, which was in the A League, which is in Pennsylvania, was about an hour and a half from me where I live. So I went up there, me and my cousin Raymond Goodlet, we both went up and we tried out and we made the team. So we ended up playing in Hershey for 2 years in the A League. And over those
Okay.
2 years, my first year, I was Rookie of the Year, which is the best young player of the year in the whole league.
Yeah, did you run up into Anandilo and
Yeah,
Gregory
man,
Mesa?
we beat them up, man. We beat up Nandi and Messam. They both played for, and Fabian Davis, Messam, and Raja Thomas, and they all played, and Nandilo played for Richmond Kickers. And when come up,
Oh,
we beat them as if 3-1. Yeah, man,
okay.
for Hershey.
So now you played under 17, you played under 20, you're having this
Yeah.
good form in all the years of college, in the A League, Rookie of the Year, beating some other Jamaicans. Were you called up to the national team?
Yeah, so what year? No, it was later on after that. I think I wasn't called back to the national team until Simoes was there. What year was that? Simoes, I remember
90, was it?
96.
Yeah, 96. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I got my first call to camp.
And that was when you were at
That's
Hershey?
already 3 years professional, 4 years. I was in, yeah, I was already playing. So it wasn't, I never got called in because I just remember, everybody was saying, "How you don't get called? You're top leading scorer in the A League 2 years in a row. 18 goals my first year, 18 goals the second year, and I wasn't getting a call." But I just, to be honest, rumors that I heard and also what I was told is, you know, you are all right. You're in America, you're playing, you went to college, you have food at your table, and you're good. So I could give somebody else locally a chance. That was up to today, that's what my feeling is. It wasn't about my playing ability. It's just
But
that they
when they,
wanted to give.
but when they call in other players, because Fabian Davis would come back and play, Gregory Messam.
Yeah,
Um,
but I think I left Jamaica when I was 16, right? So I wasn't still in Jamaica, just going up to play and come back home. I was living in the States. I wasn't
okay, so what
living in
about
Jamaica.
Roger? Because Roger Thomas was also living in the States. Was
Yeah,
he called up during that
he never
time?
get called. He never get called either. He never get
Okay.
called.
Oh,
So I don't know. I mean, I was baffled. It hurt me that I never really get a full shot to prove myself and get a right chance. But when Simoes did come, I did get a chance. He did call me and he did like me, and he just told me that I needed to be full time. Either you're full time pro or you're full time with us. And that's no, sorry, that was when I was at no, I get me wrong. That was yeah, 96. I was at Howard at the time when I got the call with
right. Yeah, because you'd have
Simoes.
left
Yes.
91, finish up high school
Yeah.
in 2 years, and then went to Howard. So you'd have been probably
Right.
in
So
your,
when
in
I
your,
was
in
at
your third
Howard,
year. Yeah.
when I was at Howard, yes, that's right. So when I was at Howard, I got the call to camp. So I was in camp couple times with Simoes, and that's when he said, you know, we're qualifying for the World Cup. We're trying to get to the World Cup. We need professionals or players that's full time with us. And I had to decide if I'm going to finish up college, give up a scholarship, or try to make the Jamaica team. So at that time, it wasn't guaranteed that I would make the team. So I had to weigh up my options, and I decided to just finish school, go pro, and maybe I could still get an opportunity to play for Jamaica. But after Simoes left, I didn't get a chance again. And that's after that I went pro and I was scoring, scored 18 goals my first 2 years professional, and I didn't get a call. So I don't know.
That's very tough because I know like Andy Williams actually gave up college
Yeah,
and
that's
he
it.
did it full time.
Yeah,
And so it was a very tough decision, I think, for
very.
many persons because like even guys like Freddie Butler, Paul Young, a lot of these guys had to give up in order. And sometimes you look back, you wonder if 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 that was a fair choice, because it's, like you said, there are no guarantees. Like Freddie
Yeah.
Butler didn't end up going to the World Cup, Paul Young didn't, but they gave up so much. But
Yeah.
then Andy Williams may have felt like, well, I gave up college and it worked out for me. But it's a very difficult. What do you think about a choice like that presented to a young person like you, at that stage of your career, college and a national team, that there are no guarantees. There's probably no proper structure in place to ensure that, come what may, I'll be well taken care of.
Yeah.
How do you view that today? Looking back at the
Yeah.
situation.
So again, if so, for instance, if Whisper was in this situation, you tell Whisper to bypass school. And I say that to say because of his and Leon, the talent that they have and the way the game is today, right? You can always do schooling online. You can still do your school, but when you get these opportunities to go pro at a young age or continue your development, it's critical that you jump on that, right? You don't just when I said bypass school, I mean university. You still can take your courses online. You still can get your degree online nowadays. But back then, for me, it was, is again, if you take that risk, and even if you do make the World Cup team, you still have another 60 years to live your life, and you don't have a degree. What are you going to do after football? So all of those things were going through my mind, and I decided to, finish up my college. And now, what I'm doing today is because of my degree. Even after football, I'm still a businessman. I run my own business through football, but I learned a lot of that through college. And I have that degree, so the respect level. My clients respect that I went to college and know that I'm not just you know what I mean? So it's getting a degree is, I don't regret it. I totally don't, I'd love to go into the World Cup an opportunity, but I don't regret my decision at all.
Yeah. So Cameron walks up to you and said, Dad, I have a choice. Do I go pro or go to college? What do you say to her?
Well, it depends on the offer, right? So
Okay.
if a Man City or Man United or somebody call and guarantee a 6-year contract at this fee, I said, Cameron, sign that and you do your college online. You know, you can
Okay.
do
And
your
the same thing
courses
goes for
online.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Depends on
For
the for
Nicholas.
Nicholas. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man, same thing. But I mean, again, at the end of the day, I was talking to somebody the other day. I think it's important for players to experience college, even if it's a year or two, because to be a professional player, you need to have that experience. And going to college and promotes being a professional because you have to be on time for classes. You have to go to training. You have to balance. So your schedule is tight. So you have to be a professional to manage your time. And that's what you learn in college. Just going from high school in Jamaica to pro is challenging. Or
Yeah.
high school from US to pro, it's a big challenge. So I have no
Yeah,
problem with anybody deciding to go to college.
yeah, but a lot of these people are saying that to if you're a top talent, you go to college, you're taking a backward step on the footballing side, though educationally you may be growing and professionally you may be growing, but some people view it as a backward step. And they will say to you, well, I want to go to Europe, and the earlier I go, it is a better it is for me. How do you advise the youngsters who have that kind of mindset to like I said, encourage them? Listen, 2 years won't set you back, if you're not getting a multi-million-dollar contract,
Right.
in terms of your career. How do you advise them?
Well, you advise it based on the individual and their journey. Everybody's journey different. So I know I've heard that a lot. I hear that a lot. That I want to go to Europe. We need to go to Europe. But individually, as a father or somebody, if I'm mentoring a player, I'm looking at him individually. I'm not looking at Leon Bailey's journey or Whisper's journey. I'm looking at your journey. I'm looking at who you are. Are you mature enough to go to Europe right now? You can have all the footballing ability, but mentally, are you mature? Can you go on your own in a demanding situation and handle that? No. So you go college for a year, and those experiences that you learn in college or two, then you can go, because when you go to college on your own, you have to get up on your own time. You have to show up for your own class, just like in a professional. You have to do your work. You have to get your grades. You have to go to training. You have to go to do your nutrition. It's the same kind of lifestyle as a professional, right? So everybody's journey is different. If you're not mentally mature you need to follow those steps to get you to that level. People develop at different times in their careers, mentally, physically, everything, right? So for me, everything needs to be decided on an individual. That's why as we talk, these players need mentors. There's not enough mentors in Jamaica that's guiding these, not just in Jamaica, but everywhere. Everybody needs mentors. If you talk to Ronaldo right now, guarantee you, Cristiano Ronaldo, he has had a mentor his whole career to help him make the right decisions. Every player, everybody, you have what I have, whatever is part of life. But you need good ones that's going to care for you and help you make the right decisions. I think so. When you just say it's too late, I need to go to Europe now. Like Whisper need to go to Europe now. Like that's clear. But is Bell on the U17 right now need to go to Europe right now? I don't know. I don't know him mentally. I don't know what he's like off the field. You know what I mean? So everybody's is different. So you can't just say, hey, we need to go now or wasting time. You know, it's different.
Yeah. So now you had a very difficult experience, meaning you couldn't understand at the rate you were performing why regular call-ups to the national team wasn't there back in your time. You have two kids who born in America, so could have represented the United States, but they still represent Jamaica. Was that difficult for you to make that decision, given your own personal experience, or your personal experience really it didn't factor in that because they were just going to represent Jamaica?
No, man, Mike, I don't listen. I don't use my journey is different, right? I wouldn't be a good parent or a mentor to anybody to say, because I experienced this, you're going to experience that. It's different. Everybody has their own journey. So I would never tell my kids not to play for Jamaica because of what I went through. They need to go through it themselves, right? I'm not going to deprive them of that opportunity because of what I went through. I would never talk bad about JFF to my players. If me and my bridge them I talk on the side, we can talk, but I would never do that. I don't want them to have that in their mindset. So no, they make their own decisions. They know Jamaica is my passion, even though what's going on with Ray and putting on the Jamaica colors is super prideful for me, and they just know that. So they wanted to represent Jamaica, not because of me, but they just know that my father played, my uncle played. They just know the tradition, and they want to continue that. So no, I wouldn't have influenced them. If they decided, hey, I want to play for the US and the US was there, then I would have said go for the US. But I would encourage them to try Jamaica, but I wouldn't, tell them either way. They have to make their decisions.
And Cameron was the first one to represent Jamaica of your kids.
Yes, so Cameron, she was invited to the U17s, but COVID messed that tournament up, so she never got to play with the U17s. And she was recruited by Hugh Mendes and Lon. They saw her playing at the ECNL showcase in North Carolina when she was 14. And then they're just saying, they told me and my wife right there on the spot. I never met them before. They just walk up to me and say, "Is that your daughter?" I say, "Yeah." I said, "Go get her passport," without even talking. And just say, "Yo, go get her passport. She just need to have her passport because she'll get a call one day for some Jamaica team. So get her passport." So that's how she got recruited and how she got involved.
Okay, so up till then, you never thought about getting your kids like Jamaican passports? It was...
Well, no, yeah, but it was always, but it wasn't, at that Cameron started playing at just 12, and this is 14 when he approached us. I never even, I knew her ability, but she was raw. There's no way she could, I wasn't even thinking national team at that time. I needed to get her to a certain level first, but when the national team coaches approached me, then they must see something. So that's when that pushed me more to go get it.
And she had a very good under-20 tournament. Were you at the tournament? Because though she did well, we felt like that under-20 tournament was a missed opportunity for our under-20 team, because we thought there was so much from Maya Mitchell to Avery Johnson, Cameron Simmons. There was so much talent there. Alexis Spence. I mean, so there's a lot of talent. Even though like Leah Brooks, who is the goalkeeper that
Yeah,
they brought to Australia, she was there as well.
yeah,
Peyton was also there, but she had an injury. So when you think that the fact that some of these young ladies have been even called to the national team, the performance didn't meet up to the talent level. I mean, how did you? I mean, one, how did you feel as a parent when you saw her putting on the Jamaican colors in her first game, and then what did you make of the performance of the team at that U20 tournament that she participated in?
yeah. I mean, again, it was an honor. That was the first experience for her and for me to see her in the colors. You know, standing there, the national anthem singing was very, very emotional. Very. Um, but you know, she had a good, she had a decent tournament. It could be better. But yes, the team was a good team. It was definitely a quality team. I just think it was one of those things where the coach just didn't have enough time. I think they picked the team, and I don't even know if they had they trained twice before the first game together, so they didn't even know each other going into the tournament. They just showed up in Dominican Republic and go play some ball. So, so fairness to the coach, I mean, he didn't know the players, so he was just going off of players that he knew and trying to work it. But yeah, it's just the preparation wasn't there. Again, it is a very, as you see, it's four of those girls now in the senior team from that U20s, right? And there's more that could be there.
Yeah,
So the quality, we all know the quality is always, there's quality players always represent every U team. But it's just, you know, it's just the preparation prior to and how serious we take each tournament.
yeah. No, as a parent, because oftentimes when these tournaments happen, you know, we the public, like you said, the time, we always wonder what it must be like for a parent getting this, all of this information, because we know about it late. So our assumption is always that the players don't know, the parents don't know until like final moments. I mean, I mean, how did you find the preparation in terms of what you were supposed to do as a parent to get Cameron to whatever camps, whatever tournament, in terms of flight and all of those things? What was that like for you?
Well, fortunately and selfishly, I was thinking of Cameron, right? It wasn't so much a team going there and performing. This is an opportunity for Cameron Simmons, right? Selfishly. And I just know how the federation how it works. So that's how I was thinking. So I book every flight. I don't ask GFF for the money. They say show up here, we show up there, and we move there. We go. I just pay for everything, and she go, because it as somebody told me, we have to lower our expectations when it comes to JFF and Jamaica football. You have to lower. We cannot come with the mindset that we have here in the US, which is super organized, everything on time, detail. We have to lower our standards, which is sad, and we need to get away from that. So I lowered my standards, and I just say, okay, Cameron, you get 2 minutes. If you get 2 minutes to play right back, go do your thing. If you get to play center half, which you never played before, go play and represent. If you play wherever, you get an opportunity to put on the jersey, go do your best. In whatever circumstances it is, we can worry about that later. But for you, you put on the jerseys with pride and you give 100% no matter where. So again, we have to lower our expectation, right?
Whoa,
Lower expectation and just give Cameron an opportunity to be at the national level.
whoa. All right. And so you did all of that. So everything kind of worked out because, like I said, you bought tickets, you booked everything, all of that. So it never cost the federation, it cost you, but you did that.
Yeah,
Because
I don't mind. I'll do it again.
I probably need to hear from the parent who is not able to
Yeah,
do what
exactly.
you did, and
Yeah,
also they have a high expectation. That
yeah,
maybe this is the kind of conversation that needs to be had with parents, who they have never been in the national setup, so they don't understand the complexity. Right? Let me use a very complexity of the structures and system within the federation. And they need to hear this. They need to hear, like, all right, just lower your expectation. What you have observed and seen in the United States, forget about it. All right. Different context, different culture, different people. All
yeah,
right. It's sad, but it is the reality,
yeah.
and work with it.
Yeah, because again, I am thinking long term. I'm looking at the opportunity that Cameron is getting to play on an international level. So I'm not going to take the negatives to derail that opportunity. Jamaica is giving our GFF is giving our opportunity to play at the international level, right? So I am not. I am looking long term. I'm looking for her as an individual. I'm not going to bring in other foolishness to derail her for when she go on the field, she can perform and maybe get seen. You know what I mean? So I already put that all in my head that I don't need to fight losing battles. Let's just think positive, take the opportunity, and do as much as you can with the opportunity that you get.
All right.
So again, I was giving back. So I looked at it. I wouldn't call JFF and say, yo, send my money. I'm giving back to the program that gave to me in some other way. And I was able enough to do that. God, thank God that I was able to just buy a ticket for the Dominican Republic without, you know what I mean? So I'm blessed in certain ways that I don't need to fight certain battles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see here someone saying that Peso coming to some of your comments, people. Big up Gregory Simmons, good player for Hazard, Portmore back in the days.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I played for Hazard, man. Yeah, man. With that's when I used to come home for between college, summer and winter. I used to play with Hazard with Mr. Reed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Horace Reed.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
Kansas Spring with man.
Constant Spring?
Yeah, I play Kansas Spring too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's at Jamaica. I play ball at Jamaica. People know
No,
that.
no. I'm saying that I need to know. I need to know when. Was that when Dean used to come back? He used to come back with him?
Yeah. Me and Dean play, man. Kansas Spring.
Yeah, I need to. Well, this is in the Constant Spring group, so I'm in the Constant Spring group. Fabian, I need some confirmation. Patrick, Fabian, who is Jingo? We need some confirmation, you know.
Yeah, man, get it.
60, we need some confirmation. All right, cool. Vinny Congo is asking if your first love is football or cricket.
All right, that's a good topic. That's the next. So that's the thing. All the coaches them in Jamaica, Aliman and them man, they used to tell me, stop play ball and go play cricket. You're not a footballer, you're a cricketer, go play cricket. Because I used to play cricket for Georges, pace bowler. Before I left Jamaica, I was called into the West Indies cricket team, you know, for the youth team. Yeah. So football was my love. I was good at cricket, but cricket wasn't my first love. Football was always my first love. But there was an option for me. Maybe if I stayed in Jamaica with the vibes that I was getting from football, I probably would have gone the cricket route. Who knows? But I was good in both departments, both sports. But football is first love and always will be.
Okay. All right. So after that, so you had the Cameron. Let's get back to that because we just spoke about Cameron's U20 experience.
Yeah.
You recently had Nicholas in the under 17, which was a different experience. I think the under 20, and I think because it is female, for most of us, we never beat it badly, though we were disappointed. But when it comes down to the under 17,
yeah,
I think we have been so disappointed in almost every aspect of it that it cannot escape a flogging. All right. So your son was a part of the team, right? And based on what we were observing and following, he was a part of the team and starting. They played a practice game at Arnett Gardens and he kicked a penalty. Very weird penalty. And we realized that from that point, something changed, right? I think he got one game. In a second game, he came on as a substitute. In that game, I think
when they're down to 10 men. When they're down to 10 men.
Right. And we ended up losing the game. I wasn't even sure what position.
Him never know neither. Yeah,
yeah. Well. Yeah. So we weren't sure what was happening. All right. the coach has the ideas. I don't know. I'm just a content creator on YouTube, so I have no idea. But it looked very chaotic. We ended up losing, get knocked out. The country is livid with just what happened. Now, what was your experience? You told us what you did for Cameron. What was your experience like at the under 17 level?
Yeah, so as you say, you're looking for opportunities for your kids. As parents, you're always trying to find the best situation for your kids to be able to fulfill their dream of playing at the highest level possible. So when I heard that, Jamaica was having, some camp, so I heard about the camp. Actually, no, I got a call. I got a call Friday night asking if Nicholas coming to the camp. And I said, which camp? He said, Jamaica camp. He's 17. I said, I never know. When is the camp? He might for show up. He might for come in Sunday. Camp start Monday. So I said, whoa, Monday coming. This is Friday. I get the call Friday night. And I said, damn. I'm just, I never know about it. So anyway, so we'll get the opportunity, and we got him down there on Sunday.
You bought the ticket again?
Yeah, man. Buy a ticket. So we got him down, him in camp. He went to camp, and he was there for at least 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe. 3 weeks. So, but at that point, he was in school. So he's in public school, right? And he's a good student, taking honors classes. So missing school, it was a challenge because you have some things you can do online, but you're not there to do exams and quizzes. So, we spoke to the school, and they said they'll try and work something out. So Nicholas had like a little injury on his foot that the coaches were a little concerned about. They wanted to do an X-ray and an MRI. But I just knew, again, it's going to take forever. We might not get the right. So let me just tell him, just bring him up. I'll bring him back up, and I'll send him to my doctors, and we get figured out. And during that time, he was able to go to school, and we meet with the principals and sort out him grades. So we got that sorted. It was just a bruise on his foot, so he went back. And before he went, I just I spoke to the coach and said, Coach, give me some feedback now, because again, if I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna miss some of school, I want to make sure.
Worth it.
Yeah, I want to make sure I improve to you that he's good enough. And if you don't think I'm good enough, I'm not gonna make the team. Just let me know, so we're not have to waste of time. And he said, no, man, no, Greg, we love him, man. The coaches and the staff love him. We need him to be tougher in here and, give me some good feedback. But I'm very confident in him, and I think he'll make the team. So I think I got enough information to say, all right, bring him up, and we send him back. So we send him back. And the coaches say, yeah, man, good top baller, man. In play, he's probably going to be our starting forward. He might play good with his feet, and, he might have the size. So he told Nicholas that, and he told me that. So we're good. We feel confident. And I say, yo, Nicholas,
this is in January, right?
Yes, this is before we went down.
Okay.
Before they went to Guatemala. So apparently when he came back from the States to Jamaica, he played against a major league team. I don't remember which team. And he played forward, because this whole time he was a midfielder in the camp. He never played forward. He's a midfielder in the eights.
Oh, because he's not a forward. He's a midfielder.
Midfielder. He never played forward yet. Right? So midfielder and played the eight. So he plays midfield in the US, where MLS clubs calling for him. Big colleges want him, and he's too young, but they're already reaching out because they know he's a good midfielder. And they know because of his size, he's a young player, but his size, he's going to get bigger and stronger. And what he's doing already with his feet and his vision and his mindset is, they know his future is bright. So when he went back to Jamaica, and he played against one of the major league team, and he played forward, and he must play really well. And the coach said, no, man, this man, I'm a forward. Yeah, big forward, starting forward. So going into the tournament, he was going as a forward. And then the first game...
Right, because in the Trinidad game, he played the first Trinidad game at Cardiff Gardens. He started as a forward in that game, and he missed the penalty.
And he missed the penalty. And he never miss a penalty in his life. He take every penalty, free kick for him team. Him is the man. Him call him free kick specialist in the States, because him not miss free kick or penalty. So he missed that for some reason. I don't know. But everybody missed penalty.
He didn't start in the second game.
Yeah, but the thing is, him come and take him off halftime. So for a 16-year-old young youth,
Right. He missed the
Miss a
penalty and he was
penalty.
substituted halftime.
Yeah, and then you kill him man right there. So you can't you never talk to him, you just sub him and tell him saying wasn't good enough in the first half. But so again, this is where coaching comes in mentally, right? You have to always encourage, give the man a chance to develop or prove himself again. But you sub him and you not play him second half, and then the next game him not play next Trinidad game come on and play 5 minutes. So him head gone now. I don't know what gone. But then so I told him, I said, yo, you need to go speak to the coaches. They must have a plan for you. Go talk to them and so you're not confused, so you know where they are, what they're thinking. So he went to them and he spoke to them and they had a meeting with him and the 3 coaches. They told him the same thing again. You're very important to the team. You're a top striker. We have a plan for you. Don't worry. So he came out of that, called me, yo man, dad, everything good, man. And then him not play again. Him not play since. And then he come on in the second game.
After that, they didn't have any more games, so they left for the tournament. And then, did you go to the tournament?
Yeah, man, I went to the tournament.
Okay, so you went to Guatemala. They're in Guatemala, right? They got there because the team got there in 2 batches.
He got in the first batch.
So he was there in the first batch.
Yeah.
Right, and then the 14 others came later, and they had the first game against Cuba.
Yeah.
And he didn't play in that game.
Didn't play in that game. So that's when he was confused. He didn't know what happened. 5 subs make and him not getting a game.
Right, and he didn't even come on in a game that we were leading just to rebuild it. All right.
Yeah,
so you were there, and obviously you'd have had conversation with the coaches.
No, that's why I stay away from that as much as I can because I want my kids to be able to fight their own battles. Right?
Okay.
So I told him, go and have a conversation with the coach. Text the coach, call the coach, and say, Coach, just make I just want to understand why, because again, when you mentor and growing up kids, them have to take responsibility. You can't be there and doing everything for them. He's at that age now where he needs to.
And have a conversation with the coach.
Yeah, have a conversation. And I said, you'd be surprised when you have a conversation with people. You get to understand what they're thinking, and then you're in a better place. So you had the conversation. That's when he had the conversation with the 3 coaches, and they all told him, "We have planned for you. Don't worry, you're good, man."
That's after the first game against Cuba.
After the first game, yes.
All right. So we have the second game.
Yeah.
And he's not in the starting 11.
Not in the starting 11.
All right. We're leading this game, and then a player gets red card.
Yeah.
I think we go down 2-1 because they actually brought on the number 20, Mahoney, and then they brought him on afterwards.
No, I think when he came on, it was
1-1.
It was 1-1 when he came on.
Right.
10 men. Yeah.
10 men, right.
Yeah.
And they brought on Mahoney, I think, to play forward. And I don't know. I felt like they moved Mahoney, the number 20, back to midfield and brought Cameron on. Brought Nicholas on to play forward. All right.
No, so Nicholas, he thought he was going on as a midfielder. They never tell him where. So when he went on the field, he run into the midfield. And then, I don't know, somebody on the field said, no, you're forward. I didn't go for play forward. So I'm never really sure. I'm never getting instructions what he's doing when he goes on. This is a position. This is what we're expecting. It's 1-1, 10 men. This is how I want us to play.
Oh.
No instruction.
Okay, so our observation was right. Our observation was that because he went on to play midfield, but the number 20, who was playing forward, came back into midfield, which meant that Nicholas was going to play forward.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so no, like this is so on the last goal that was scored, I think he was either, and this is where the confusion is on that goal, because he was actually tracking back from forward on that second goal. I don't know if he stopped. I don't know if so we don't know what happened. Anyways, we conceded the second goal, and in Jamaica it was reported that there were several issues after that game with the coach and players. We don't know if those things are true, but it was reported all over that there were some issues with parent, the coach, and players.
Yeah, so the point where, because Nicholas texted me after the game, telling me sorry. I said, well, sorry for what? The man says sorry. Him text him mother and tell him sorry because him feel like him let us down and let the country down. So man said, no man, where there? Him saying there at the hotel. I'm just drive go over the hotel. Man said, what you talk about? You sorry. Man said, because it's him caused the second goal. It's his fault why the second goal go in. Man said, who tell you that? Man said, everybody, coach him a cuss you off, it's my fault. Man said, what? So I'm go up, I show him the video because I know the game. So I said, we pull up the game, the goal. I said, Nicholas, you're a forward. You're the 9. You run from midfield. You run past a midfield.
But was he a forward though? That's
yeah, well at that point he realized he was a forward. See, he was up top. He was at half. Remember? So him run and pressure the man all the way to the 18. We have
exactly.
So I look at it, I show him, I said, Nicholas, we had about 6 players, 7 players in the 18 around the area.
Yep,
When you are chase, come back, right? And nobody step. Everybody stay up on top of the 18. Let him dribble through everybody. And once he break through the line, it's him and the goalkeeper alone. Where are the other 2 center halves? So how them I blame you? So I have to show him, and then him start feel better. Because the man, it broke him. He probably career would have probably been over if I wasn't there to break it down for him and show him on the video. You did amazing for even bringing pressure onto the man all the way. You run all the way to pressure on the man and him dribble through the team. Where's the center half? Where's the center backs? Who stepped to him? So I'm showing that. But again, because it's something that I went through as a youth. So now my emotions now as a youth start kicking. I said, because I know what I went through.
This is when what you went through with the
This is when it hit me hard. This is when it hit me hard. I mean, I said, wow, what happened to me, now make that happen to my son. Because even today, it still bothers me. Certain things when me go through when I was 15, 16 in Jamaica, up to today bother me. No. So when me see my son going through the same thing, I said, no. That now gonna work on my watch. So I explained to him, right? And to the point where even the other American players, I had to call them and talk to them because all of them were so depressed because all of them feel says for them fault. So but again, it's a tension. I said to him, I explained to him, I said, Nicholas.
But that can be good though. That almost sound like the kids from America were blamed for the goal.
Not only for the goal, but for a lot of things. It's a whole nother topic. The Jamaican parenting is a whole nother topic that I can't believe is still happening today. It's not fair.
What do you think is the cause of this problem? Why? Let me say it, our coaches, our local.
I'll tell you why. Because they want to give. They told me this, and this is all it is. When you're in America. Money grow up on tree, so you're all right. Everything crisp. Right? You just go to the tree and pick money and you're good to go. Food and you buy everything you want. Which America is a total opposite.
In tell me what state I find the tree now.
Yeah. Because so it's basically I was told as a youth, right? And I forgot about it. I didn't even think about it till I seen what's happening in the U17. Them say you have food in your fridge, Your parents drive car, you good. That's why we now pick up on certain team. So it's the local players that they try to give opportunity, which I have no problem with. You want to give opportunity, but if you represent Jamaica, you have to put the best teams and perform. So that's what's happening. They're giving the locals more opportunity, which I don't know why there's locals and foreigners. We're one Jamaica. Right? We're one Jamaica and we do our thing together. So stop divide and conquer. The youth them together. But then eventually Nicholas was telling me and them started telling me that they just start apart because the tension. Reality is facts, and this is why people are saying for me not to say certain things. I have to because I love and respect the country too much, and the talent is being wasted because there's still division with local and foreigners.
And domestic, And this is why we're having this discussion because I am adamant, and I know you. We're gonna work together with a few others to ensure that this ends. This is the last time this should happen to us.
Yeah.
It cannot happen again.
And the only way for it to stop, and it's reality, is facts. There's no ifs or buts, right? And it's nothing against the local coaches. It's just like any business, anything. If there's a conflict of interest, it's not going to work out to the way it's supposed to. There's a conflict of interest when you have local coaches that's coach these half these players in Manning Cup or have a stronger relationship with them than an overseas player that come. They're going to look out for their players. So it's a conflict of interest, and that's not what's best for the country. You need a neutral entity, just like the senior coach now is neutral. He's coming with his own philosophy. He's not coming with any politics baggage. So he will perform at his highest, highest possibility for the country. But when you have a local, it's conflict of interest because they're proving that they can't separate the both. They can't. And there's players, as you said, there's players supposed to be on a team that's not on a team because of why.
Yeah. Listen, because like I keep on saying to people, all right, in Port St. Lucie, when the trials were held, I can't call his name. Amir Dawkins was the standout player.
Yeah.
The tall midfielder, they call him Vieira. Of all the players there, there are good players, But if you were going to say one player who will definitely make the squad, at that time, it would have been Amir Dawkins. And somehow, he didn't make the final cut. And it's baffling. But so this happened. Did you explain to the coach or the coaching staff that, listen, this is how the kids are feeling? You need to have a conversation with them to restore confidence because you're still a next match.
Yeah, but again,
are you so emotional that you have to stay away?
Yeah, I'm a professional, I don't believe like I can be calling the national team coach. I don't care who I am. I can't just pick up the phone and call them and tell them. I don't know if that's appropriate. I don't think that's appropriate. Maybe it is locally, but as a professional, my son is on the team. I can't be calling you and telling you what, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's accepted, but for me, I don't think I have the right to do that. So I left it alone. I left it alone, and I reach out to him a couple of days after, and he wanted to talk, but we haven't connected yet.
Yeah. Okay. Andy Williams saying, big up Simo.
Yeah, mama. Big up mama.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man,
but and then he didn't play in the last game.
So anyway, so tell me this now. Last game, must-win game.
Yeah.
This forward where you rate.
I don't want to talk about it, but we have to.
3 subs making them. You allowed 5. You only made 3.
No, they made 5. But they didn't bring on a striker.
They never bring on them big striker them to them rate.
No, they didn't bring on any striker.
But you need the goal for winning. You need for win.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Do or die now. Yeah? So then how you want him feel? Because listen, from the first game, when him saw us up the second game, the first game was upset. And I said, go talk to the coach. The second game, when they must blame him for the goal. At that point, I told him, I said, listen, bro, you're a baller. You know you're a big man. You have a lot to learn. Take this as experience. To succeed in life, you have to fail. You have to drop on your face. But I am here to help you emotionally, to make you know that what they're saying is wrong or right. And I'm here for you mentally to help you. So don't worry. Just enjoy. If they call your name, make sure you're ready to go on the field. If it's 1 minute, you cheer the players on. When them score, you jump on because you're a part of the team. No long face on the side. You're excited for the players. Encourage everybody. If you get that 1 minute, you're ready. But if I wasn't there in his life to be able to express this to him, would have done.
Yeah, what about the parent who is not able to engage their child?
So my point to you, not all kids have parents engaged. That's why you need your coaches to be mentors. These people need to think about you as a human being.
Especially at the youth level.
You have a life to live in. These experiences can do or die for certain kids. So you have to mention you're not just a coach with X's and O's and all about winning. It's not everybody want to win, but it's not all about winning when you're dealing with youth. You're trying to help them individually to be good people in life, whatever journey take them. But if you deal with them way there, then who you want them to say a national team coach look at me like this, then I'm not good. I'm not good enough. And it damaged them. So that's where it bothered me, is where, and it's not just the foreigners, it's the locals. Locals, they're not getting mentored properly. So it hurt me hard. It hurt me. I knew it when I played, and I've been out of it up until this point. All of that just come back in my face. 25 years later, how is that possible? Oh, that's still go on.
He actually left. He actually left Guatemala.
I left
After,
early, yes. Yeah, I
yeah,
left. I was planning to stay and leave. I tell Nicholas, just enjoy yourself. I'm out. No, watch this. You can't watch that.
All right, so and I'm glad that this is coming up, but people, I want you to understand that Gregory is saying this. We're having this discussion because part of the plan going ahead, and this is, of course, that it is approved by the federation. That when we have our youth teams, we have mentors in it. We're not here to, you know, impose on the coaches decisions and all of those things. But whatever the decision is, kids need mentorship. We see what is just happening in society in general, and we don't want this to continue to happen where kids get this kind of a message and they just leave. Now I know some persons are saying, one person, Stefan Wright, is saying that, like I should be talking about these things before, but you have to be professional. You can't come out and say certain things because it could be viewed as disruptive. But when it happens and you have tangible evidence, then that is the time you have to speak and highlight it. Because what you don't want to do is basically be speaking in a way before the tournament. Like, for example, Gregory, if you had come out and said, well, my son is supposed to start, he is the best and sing. You can't do that. You have to allow things to play out, and then you can, from there you can talk. I don't know how much we can do, except that I did say that Amir Dawkins was one of the better players at the trials in St. Lucie. For the life of me, I can't understand. I did say before that there are players who are starting in our local Premier League that were not selected over players who could not make the starting 11 of their Da Costa Cup team. And they play the same position. So one player starts in a top 3 club in our local Premier League, plays regularly, and he couldn't make the squad over a player who could not make his Da Costa Cup team. You call out that, but then at the end of the day, we are here to assist, not to insist. It is the coach's decision. But at the end of it, he's held accountable and his actions are brought to question. And if they are proven to be true, then the powers that be make decision. What we can say, which is what Gregory is saying, is this idea of mentorship, which is something that must happen, where we must provide, I think, past players, persons like you, Greg, we need to be involved and engaged in the national program at the youth level, where there can be mentorship for every single youngster that makes our under 15, under 17, or under 20 team. And that, I mean, how is Nicholas doing now? How is he feeling having the competition is over? I mean, is he doing better? Is he feeling well? Mentally?
No, man. Nicholas is, again, he's very appreciative. He would do it again. He never regret going and will do it all over again, even with the same circumstances. He had an amazing time. He met new players, the whole culture, music. Him said I'm inside of that. Him a play reggae music. Him a play now. Him a play them to me, which is part of the culture that I wanted him to experience. He never know certain tune. Now him know all of the tune them. You know what I mean? So off the field, you have to remember we're developing human beings. Experiences is what takes them to be better people. So even good or bad. I know we're saying it's the situation wasn't ideal, but we're grateful. We're 100% grateful for the opportunity that he got. We're just talking facts, and we just want to make sure it gets better in the future. So we have to talk out some detail. We love Jamaica, we love JFF, we love everything, but we now, if I didn't care, I wouldn't be on the show. I'll just move on. But we love and care so much, like all of us Jamaicans, that we just want to be better. And if sometimes you have to call a spade, you have to call people out, but it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. It's just we want to provide the best for the youth and the best for the football program. For JFF, we have so much talent wasted that it's unfair. For me, it's almost criminal the amount of talented players that never got an opportunity and they just not doing nothing. You know what I mean? We have as adults need to take responsibilities for that. I'm not in the JFF coaching and I still feel responsible. That's why I'm talking. Like I have to,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I have to do something. And to the point where I am willing to do a grassroots program and help the youth from the youth level, bring jersey, just build a vibe, whatever it takes. I'm already doing that anyway. I bring enough stuff to
Yeah.
Jamaica all the time. Me and Virtue, and we're doing grassroots things all the time. But it's, the issue I've always, another thing, I always hear we talk about coaching license. They need to have a license. Okay. In America and the rest of the world, there's coaching youth license that you know how to coach youth. Them have courses that you can take from a U8 to U12. So you know the sessions, you know how the minds think. Understand that boys mature less than girls. You know how to deal with them on an individual basis. Then you have from 13 to 16 and so on, and then the pros. It's all different levels of license. So when we talking about these Jamaica coaches need to get them license, the license that they're getting is professional license. So they don't know how to deal with youth. So we're missing the whole point of the development of the youth, where the youth need to be developed mentally, physically, right, emotionally, before we
Yeah.
can perform at the next level. But we're
Yeah.
forgetting the whole grassroots piece of it and jump into the elite level. So
Yeah.
we're backward. We're thinking
Yeah.
backward.
Yeah, Legos, let me just give. I think this is probably trying to refute the point I made about a player playing in our Premier League and one playing in our schoolboy football competition who can't start in it and get an opportunity. So, two things, right? Your Premier League is the top league in your nation. Your schoolboy league is not there. You're comparing Major League, which was the second tier, to our Premier League, right? Two different things. And you're talking about senior players when I'm speaking about junior players. That's the next thing. The third thing is just a little bit of history for you. Ian Goodison was called while he was playing overseas with Boris Johnson in Cayman Islands. That's how they initially got called. He was an Olympic Garden player playing overseas at the time. Just a little bit of history for you so you can know where this whole Pepper thing is coming from. He was doing good at Olympic Gardens, but he was also overseas playing with Boris Johnson, and both of them got invited to the national team at the same time. So just check that. All right, Legos. But I think the points are a little bit different. So the other thing I want to say is that I want you all to understand, because unless you can identify problems, you're not going to be able to bring positive solution. And we are here today to identify the problem and tell you of possible solution, which is what Gregory just said, to have a mentorship program for our young men playing in the national team, because players need to develop what? Mentally, emotionally, um,
Physically,
physically, they,
spiritually,
spiritually. There you go. They need to develop.
everything.
So yeah. So I know that you have desire of being involved, and you're basically also saying, listen, here I am. If you need me, if you have a program like that, I am willing to give my time. Now, the other thing, everybody's going to ask and say, and we had this discussion yesterday, they're going to say, well, who is going to pay you? The JFF don't have any money, and where money is going to come from, and nobody's doing anything for free nowadays. How would you respond um, to those sort of comment about players, past players, wanting money for their service, and nobody can pay them? So it's not going to be done because there's no money for it, and nobody does anything for free again. I want you to respond to that, and just give me like 30 seconds. You can go ahead and they will listen to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, the giving back piece, to be honest, I don't know if I even need JFF to allow me that opportunity. That's something that I can go Jamaica and do myself. But no, I I don't expect anything in return. The only thing that will make me feel good is that I am giving back. And there's no monetary. I don't need none of that. None of us want that. That's not the purpose of why we want to give back. The purpose is we're here. We've been there and done that, and we've seen too many players not getting opportunities that we just feel obligated to help in whichever way, any way possible. So we can't sit back, and I will talk to all of us in the States and in Europe that want to give back. We don't have to sit and wait for JFF to just invite us in. We can do our things on our own. Simple as just go in there and just find, connect with some locals there and give back. Camps, clinics, uniforms, boots, jerseys, send a quick email. If you go to Jamaica, connect with the kids, go talk to them, take them to dinner, go train them. If we sit here and keep blaming JFF, then we won't reach anywhere. We don't need that. We can do it on our own. But if JFF allow us and they put on, with the senior team, the national teams, that they want us to come to a clinic or just have a dinner, and we can all put money together, invite them all to dinner and just have a discussion and talk, see where the kids are, whatever. There's a lot we can do. And again, none of us need any money from JFF for that.
Yeah. Yep. And then I know you also said that you part of what you'd love to do, I know we discussed this before, is even to find a youngster and you can bring them to the States, even just bring them there to provide this proper development and just exposure to a new culture, the mentorship that they need. It may not be 100, but if you can, if it's a service that is available as well to help a one player to here and help a next one a following year and help a next one. I mean, how viable is that? And yeah.
So yeah, I know you're familiar with Ballas and Andre Virtue.
Yes,
He's doing amazing. Okay, it starts there. So for me, it bothers me the most when I know that there's no connection between JFF and Ballas. Knowing Andre's heart, knowing his vision, knowing his passion, knowing how much he's giving back.
Isn't he a part of the coaching?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah,
No.
I think he does. I think he teaches at the JFF school.
I'm not sure, but nothing serious that he can actually make a. I know he's having his own program, and me and him was connected. He has brought up to Richmond, to my house, at least 60 players one time, and we feed them, we mentor them. They played in a tournament here. We take them to the park. We took them to my facility. They played against my team, so we were exposed them and the parents to something different than locally. And now those parents' minds are thinking bigger than just Jamaica.
And
right?
please let the people know that this was at no cost. It's not like you charge them.
No. We have Jamaicans here. Everybody put together and figure it out. You know what I mean? That's what we do. At this age, that's what we do. This is our obligation. We have to give back. So that's, there's, again, for me, I'm more of an individualized person. I think individuals that want to help individuals. And by helping them, even if you just bring them up for the summer for 2 weeks, just exposure of seeing something different might motivate that individual kid to go back and say, Daddy and Mommy, this is what I want. If they don't have a daddy, they say, Coach, this is what I want. And now it sparks something in them to have an aspiration to achieve something else. So any little exposure, any little opportunity, any little mentor, these kids need it. So it's a lot of us out there that want to help, man. And we are helping. We are doing stuff behind the scenes that you guys don't know about. There's a lot we're doing. But when it comes to the whole JFF piece, I like the idea with the diaspora. Like if we have a connection with just diasporas and we have a relationship with JFF or somebody that links us, we send ideas. We're not telling them what to do. We just give them ideas.
Well, what we want to do, and that's part of it, because what we're trying to do. Some are asking if you're in Virginia or Richmond, Virginia. Yeah. All right. So what we're trying to do, and I mean, we want you to be a part of this. Is exactly that we can have these committees where there are two committees in the States, where one committee deals with raising of funds and getting funds, together for these things. And then there's a next committee that includes former players like you, and you are responsible like for arranging tryouts or trials, whatever you want to call it, or camps. And then the other side of the committee are the ones who would raise the necessary funding to ensure that if you're hosting something in Richmond, then the fee is paid for if needs be, and that the whatever whoever needs to travel, whatever it is, the food is paid for, and all of those things. Because I think there's a wealth of resources available that we need to tap into. And I think, like I said, this has to be dealt with. I also think one of the things I'd love to see happen, and I hope that the coaches are open to this, that so many of you in the States are involved, are qualified at such a high level, that it cannot hurt one of our local coaches to come and spend a month. Fabian Davis was just up in New Hampshire with Carlton, right? Learning, and he's into physical training, so he's doing that, but he's learning as well, right? And there are so many. You have persons like you just all over where under 15 coach and the girl or on the male side could go up and learn some things just to be exposed to a new environment. And so I hope that as we begin to work this, that the federation will come on board.
Yeah, no, I get, and I think, to be honest, these coaches, if they really care about coaching and they want to be the best coach they can be, they need to do it on their own. They can reach out and come to the US and connect with people like us, or go to Europe. There's a lot of people out there would love to connect. And we individuals as coaches, they need to take responsibility and not keep blaming JFF. We all keep blaming JFF, but we're individuals that can make our own decisions. Those coaches in Jamaica need to call whoever in the States. You have Tyrone Williams with the MLS club. You have Wilde Harris with the MLS club. I guarantee
Tyrone Marshall.
Yeah, 1,000%. If you call Wilde Harris right now,
yep,
and say, Coach, can I come to your club and shadow you for 3 weeks? Coach,
isn't Shavar is there with him as well?
Shavar is there.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to go to a pro club, and if you want to go to a second division club, you have Jamaicans. If you just want to come to the youth just to see how you train and mentor youth, then we have players and coaches at all levels. But if you want to expand yourself as an individual, as a better coach, then you do it on your own. Don't blame JFF. You pay for it yourself. Or get a local somebody to help you, sponsor you, or something. Take your own responsibilities in your own hands and educate yourself.
Big up Colin Clark in the building. He says, management, the Reggae Girls program see much better. They don't do things the way other coaches do it. They look for better players for the team. Yeah, the selection of the Reggae Girls team is a whole lot a whole lot different. All right.
I'm on both sides, so I can tell you there's a big difference.
Yeah, because
girls program running way better. You can see the plan. It's more open.
All right, somebody, let me just take this one. Says sometimes it's about finances for the coach. All right, so here's what, because I have an organization that's launching a project, right? That they are going to, so by the middle of March, I'm going to announce this, where they will pay for one person, I think it's 150,000 Jamaican dollars to do their B license. So they are going to pay for a person to do the B license. But what I am saying to this coach is that outside of that, our local coaches needs international exposure. And all you need is once you're part of the program, you can reach out. The JFF can reach out to Gregory Simmons or Wilde Harris, even Robin Fraser, who I spoke to, right? I mean, there's so many. Freddie Butler, Omar Daly.
You have everybody.
Boris Johnson. So many all over the place.
Andy Williams.
Andy Williams. Even Germany is in Atlanta doing his stuff. So many. So here's what happened. And they just reach out. And all you need is a plane ticket, because these guys will put you up and feed you, and you get the experience. So money should not be an issue. But I know
money is an excuse.
It's not an excuse. And somebody's saying that we need to talk about Cameron and how you feel about her first goal for the senior team. But we did talk about her at the under 20, but maybe you can just answer that for them. Here you go. He says, I want to hear about Cameron Simon as well and how he feels about her first goal. Maybe one of the days we need to get Cameron to come and tell us how she feels about
Yeah.
her first goal.
I mean, if you watch the goal and you watch her expression, that alone tell you how she felt about that goal. No,
Yeah,
it was. I mean, again, I was in Atlantic City at a tournament with my twin boys because I have twin boys that play too, and it was like 2 in the morning at the hotel, and they had
yeah,
an 8 o'clock game, and when she scored a goal, the whole hotel me wake up, the whole, we were just screaming. It was
yeah,
unreal. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a good feeling, man. But the most the why it was so why the feeling was even greater was because I know how much repetition in finishing that way that she has done over the years. So just to see that come to fruition in such a big game made it even more, you know, more rewarding.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I love that. But you also did indicate that there's some structure to the girls program, and we're hoping that Coach Hal Grimson will bring some structure to the male program and incorporate and involve. Yeah,
Well, I think if you see what's working on the woman's side, why we just, I mean, we're one federation. Why can't we just use their best practices and incorporate that on the men's side? They have a foundation that helps. Why can't the men's side create a foundation that helps?
that's what I'm saying. That what we are doing. So we are trying to mobilize. We just need to. We're trying to put. So yesterday I did a show on that. We're not sure if we want to call it a foundation. We're trying to find a name. So what we want to do, and this is just coming out of what the national coach has said, is to have in the USA, uh, all the past footballers who want
Yeah,
to help
yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
one side of a committee, and they're going to deal with the footballing aspect, players and helping and coaching and those things. And then you have a next set of people who are they may not have played the sport, but they are like lawyers and persons who understand immigration stuff, who can help with documentation and whatever legal advice is needed and marketing and social media stuff. And they work along with the footballers to put on camps and training camps and trials. And we want to do that for the United States and for America, and also have it in England as well.
Yeah. So that's
Um,
what all of that will come under the foundation, that umbrella of the foundation. Then you have different,
that's why we're wondering if it should be called. We haven't decided if it
because the
should be
foundation is
called.
a non-profit. So a foundation is a non-profit. So it's not for profit. So when people give to a non-profit, it's tax deductible for them in the States or in Europe. So people more
Yeah,
give to a foundation than give to a JFF for some reason. You know what I mean? Like
right.
they would,
Well, yes. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that the resources given don't go to the GFF,
right.
though the organization is under the auspices of the GFF.
Got it. Yeah. Just like
Like
the
just like
girls. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But with the girls thing, we want it. We want it to be more expansive because there's not a coming together of former players on the girls' side
Got it. Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah. I
help and
understand.
push certain
Yeah,
things.
I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So on the male side, it's a little because they have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
involved in male football for a while. So it
Yeah,
will,
yeah. Sure.
yeah, carry a greater a component of it that
Absolutely.
yeah, that is not
Yeah.
offered by the Reggae Girls Foundation. Because listen, we have in England, we have the same thing. We have Marcus Gale, Darren Moore, we have Joby McAnuff, Dean Burton, Ricardo Fuller, Ricardo Gardner. All
Yeah.
of these guys and many, many more are involved in some academy, some coaching
Yeah.
stuff over there that have a wealth of knowledge and access and information about players that we could tap into. And so that is part of the big plan. And we want to get this done and operating and functioning effectively. And I'm saying the new national coach is all for this. He
Oh, good.
believes that we need to get every person who can represent Jamaica to get their Jamaican citizenship. Even if you don't want them today to
Yeah.
play,
Exactly.
go through the process.
Yeah.
Have a conversation with them so they can get engaged in the process. So at any point you decide and determine to call them up, they have all the requisite documentation and they are ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple. No, that's a great start, Mannings, and I love the thought that
Yeah.
you're trying to put together. Because again, as you know, there is so much resources outside of Jamaica.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I mean, monetary, mentally, coaching, resources are ridiculous. And if we can come together, strong minds and intelligent minds that we have overseas, Jamaica will work up easy and perform at
Yeah.
a strong level. And this needs
Exactly.
to be this needs to be a. So what I keep saying to you though, and everybody else, we need to stop thinking only about the senior team and the U20. We need to start thinking about our 8-year-olds for
Yeah.
the future and set them up mentally, physically, emotionally as they go up in age. Because that's the future. We need to start really thinking about them and making sure that they're being coached properly because that's how we're going to be more successful. We can't just think short term. We need to think long term. So we have to think from 8-year-olds. There should be a program. And obviously we have everything for what we're talking about now, but we also need to think about the younger generation. Because if they're not mentally, physically, emotionally ready when they get to U17, then it's too late. You know?
Yeah.
So let's not forget about the grassroots. That's very important.
Yeah. Yep. I have I have I have a text here of one of my subscribers who actually have kids who play for an ex-Caribbean island, and he's finding this, and I think I think for him, because I know the person, it would be so hard for him to share in the way that you are, because his kids are actually involved, and sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes as parent, so I like the way that you're open, honest, and candid, because sometimes it's very difficult for some parent, and I tell you why, because they believe that anything you say or do can be used against you in the next selection of the team. So you know how it is that they prefer not to say anything, because, but I'm glad that you're able to, because you're not speaking about this in a condescending, tear down way,
No,
but
that's what I need. That's
yeah,
what I think is very important that we all understand. And obviously, I have kids in the program too, so I have to be mindful. But
yeah,
um, I'm not belittling or I'm just saying how we just want to be better. And I
exactly,
feel we all have failures, but we need people to keep us accountable. It's nothing personal. It's about making sure that our youth can get a better future. It's not pointing fingers. It's just we all collectively need to come together and do a better job. It's been failing. It's facts that it's been failing. So what can we do better individually and then collectively as adults to take care of the youths? It's
yeah,
what I mean. That's all it is. It's not. I don't want it to look like it bashing. I'm here to help find solutions. That's why I'm on your show because I love the fact that you're trying to find solutions. I'm not here to just basha basha. It's about coming together and figuring it out together.
yeah, and that's what the program is about, people. I want to re-emphasize this. This is again, um, mobilizing the persons who want to help, and to put structure to it and develop a system that we don't miss out on certain things. Yes, and we can't blame the JFF. We can sit down and say, all right, let's wait and see what they are going to do. And Gregory said that earlier. We can't do that. We have to take initiative. And he did that from his own experience. He said, you know what I did? I I lowered my expectation. Therefore, I purchased the ticket. Not everyone will do that. What is being suggested here is that we can put mechanisms in place that will enable the very federation that we complain about to operate more efficiently. All right, and they will catch on. Um, and they may be changing, and we think the change is slow. But in the meantime, we can do some things to add to the change.
Yeah,
And
because
this is what
we're also here to help, GFF. We're here to help. If you know what I mean, we are here to make it better. We're not, it's all about us coming together and helping. GFF asking for help. They need financial help. They need help. So let's as you're doing, let's reach out to diaspora, reach out to people that's willing to help, and let's help it because we're nothing without GFF. It's not, So they're the federation. They're doing this. They put a lot of resources and a lot of minds. They put a lot behind this for years.
yeah.
So I think it's our duty as fans to and people that's in the game that has some way of helping. Let's give our little 2% and 2%, 2% here, 10% there, full of basket, and we're good.
Yeah.
That's all.
And yeah. And I will add this too, because I know sometimes people can be very weary of stuff. I have spoken to many players who have had bad experiences with the GFF in general, many. But I can tell you this, I've not interviewed one player yet who would not give back to the football. In other words, they have all gotten past whatever the bad experience is,
Yeah.
and they want to help. So we cannot pretend like some of these players were not treated bad, and they don't have a reason to be upset. They have reason, but they have moved on. Listen, they are way ahead of the game. They are way ahead of the game. It's not like they need to do it. Yeah, this is not a need. So if they never get a chance to do it, it doesn't hurt them, because it's not like, Gregory's doing well. And I can tell you, many of these players are doing well. They are coaching, they are involved in football, or they have their own businesses. And what bothers them is that when they look at the football, it is the same way it was 25 years ago. And they have gotten to the place where they believe that it is time. After 25 years, I put aside the differences. I put aside the issues, and I give back to the football. I give back because I want a better Jamaica. And that's it. And I would suggest that some of you do the same thing. You always have this thing where you believe that people are attacking the JFF. So no matter what people say, you see it as, why are they coming up against the JFF? This is not coming up against the JFF. This is working together to make football better. And you have to understand that the football in Jamaica is not, whether there's a JFF or not, people are going to play football. And that is the reality we live in. Whether we have a JFF or not, football continues to be a social tool. It continues to be an avenue for people to go overseas and get scholarship and complete their college education. It continues to do that. It may not capture all, but it will capture many. And so, as former footballers, past footballers, stakeholders in the sport, we need to stop viewing this as, why are they coming out against the JFF? And some of these players should never. I see someone saying like some of these players should never. It's the same way we could say some of these persons who administrate football should never be in the administration, but they are still there. So let's put aside those things and come up with collective ideas that can drive the football forward. We should be in a better place in football as a nation. We should be. And that's what this is about. I see Mark, I saw some other Howard people, even Clayton Mirage.
Okay.
Yeah, Clayton is a management from
Blacks,
Howard. Black. Oh,
Big
Black.
ball of Blacks.
He played with you?
Yeah, man. What do you mean?
Oh, the real manage legend that,
Yeah.
Yeah, Blacks was he a bad midfielder?
But wicked baller, man. Blacks is giving me all assists.
Ah, all right, great. All right. Don't you think that futsal would be a great fit in Jamaica, especially with the way and mentality of the players? Think that's
Yo,
for you, Gregory.
so who that? Yeah, man, that's a press button thing for me. Absolutely 100%. That's why I'll keep saying grassroots. I think futsal is a game that needs to be played at the youth level in Jamaica, Right? Are you familiar with futsal, man?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
I'd
that's
love. I think there should be more futsal competition in Jamaica.
100%. Because you know that's another big part of what I do here. I have one of the biggest futsal academies in the US.
Yeah.
Cameron, all of them grew up playing futsal.
Hey, listen. All right. So this year we need to work on a futsal tournament.
I'm in
You know,
100%.
you tell me when you're available. I'll find the space. You tell me what I need to do.
All
I'll
right.
find the space,
All right,
and we'll
done.
set it up. Even if it's a summer one, and we'll
Easy.
have it. Yeah,
Easy.
we'll set it up.
Yeah, man. And it's important. It's a secret to development, the football and
Futsal.
development.
Yeah.
Because futsal now is more a small field, a small 5v5,
Yeah,
like
it's smaller.
football.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of thinking, a lot of movement, right? A lot of flair, one touch decision, you have tight spaces, and it makes you think a lot. So that's what helps Jamaicans a lot, is a thinking piece of it, when to do what and where.
It's
And
kind of to find the turf, like
no, you just
the
like mine is a basketball court, a smooth basketball court, concrete, and that's a futsal field. That's all you need.
Okay.
You don't need no turf, you don't cost nothing. It's just it's scrimmage, just like we play up on the street. Over by stadium, don't they have like some basketball courts, some volleyball, like
They have
netball courts?
inside. Yeah, they have the yeah. Because I'm
Outside too?
thinking that's what you need.
Don't they have
You don't want to use a gravel one. You
no,
have like
no. It have to be
yeah,
smooth.
smooth. Yeah.
Because I saw them have two down by Breezy Castle. Because I went down there, me and Virtue, the little clinic down there, and I saw two nice basketball courts,
Basketball court.
perfect for futsal. Yeah.
All right. I know futsal. All right.
I'll talk to you about that. I would love to do that.
Yeah. So we're gonna set it up, man, because there's a basketball court. I have a couple of basketball court down here. In fact, I have a open auditorium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you could put two futsal field on, which would be better because it's indoors.
Yeah.
Well, it's inside, but there's no.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's got wall around, so it has a covering.
Perfect.
So which is perfect. Yeah. So we're gonna work on it, right?
We're going to that.
Yeah. All right. Futsal is Brazil. Futsal is Brazil's secret to success.
Yeah, not Brazil, Portugal, Argentina, all of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah. You can always tell a futsal player.
Yeah. Bert says I used to roll some scrimmage on those concrete courts at Breezy Castle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Vinny Congo says, Greg, do you remember that goal you scored against Calabar in Walker Cup, rated as one of the best built-up goals?
Yeah, man, I mean. Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. I love to see them highlights. Them time they never have them. They never tape them. I want to see those goals, man.
Yeah, who gave it the assist?
I don't remember. Who?
Yeah.
Does Vinny know? Tell Vinny to tell us about the goal.
Vinny? Yeah, Vinny. Because I don't know Vinny. Vinny Congo, tell us about the goal there. Who gave the assist? Yeah, but we'll definitely do that. But I don't know if there's anything else you want to say in closing. Is there anything else that, in terms of the questions that probably never got out that you think it is important for the people to understand about where your heart is and what you want to see happen in the football and the level of engagement that, yeah.
Well, obviously, I do see that there's care. There's people that actually care. Even in the JFF, they all care. They all want the best. Coaches the same, and that's why I just said we all come together and try and help. Again, it's just helping. But I just want to make sure that they're open to the help. And there's nobody else more passionate than Jamaicans that want to see the Jamaica Football Federation take it to the next level. And we keep saying JFF. We're part of JFF. Management, we are part of JFF. The whole fan base, we are one big family now. We keep pointing JFF, as people say, but that's not what we mean to do. We're part of it. We want to feel like we're part of it so we can help. Because it takes a village to create anything magical, and all of us are part of the village. So that's my passion, is to really be a part of that. be part of that journey and helping it move forward.
Yeah. Bridget says playing against Calabar is Gregory's highlight. He's a Calabar man. He says Calabar is that special. He says, ask him if he eats Jamaican food at Karina's in Richmond.
I just had some oxtail there yesterday. Yeah.
And this one says, I think it was one Chong twin cut in from the right, and Gregory caught it on the half volley.
Yeah. Jason crossed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go, people.
Good memories.
Yeah, the next time we'll talk to Gregory, we're going to hope that we have Cameron and Nicholas with him so we can, see the entire family. And that at that time we can ask who is the better one,
Yeah. But before we go, man, it's important that I big up my Jamrock Reds, my new chat group. I love
who? Huh?
Eh?
Which chat group?
My Man United chat group. I have a big up
No,
my
man,
Man United chat group.
You're not supposed to say that, man.
You know?
This is Arsenal First channel.
Sorry. It don't come out already. Yeah, man, we talk about football all the time. We talk about JFF and everything, so we have to big them up because them
you really support, man. So how you feel about the teacup?
The what?
The teacup.
Teacup.
Yeah.
Then have first cup you call teacup.
Yeah, that's when Arsenal win it. That's what Manchester United fans call it, teacup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I never know that.
Yeah. So how you?
No, man. We want. Listen. We know not in 6 years. 10 have come. We want to build something. So we'll take. Man, they want everything. So we'll take everything. Everything is important. Game after game, everything.
So you winning the title this year?
No, I don't know about that.
So who?
Honestly, personally, I don't know. It's too much. We have played too many games. You know what I mean? It'd be great, but I doubt it. We'll compete, but to win it gonna be challenging. Arsenal gonna lead between you and City.
Okay.
Well, we're there. We're in the running. You never know, but I don't think so.
All right, but Ten are doing a very good job, man.
Yeah, man. Arteta too.
Yeah, I see. Brain Drain says Chung twins are Calabar made. Do not forget. They went to Calabar before they came to St. George's.
Yeah, they kind of want to play some real football, so them come to George's. They want to play some real footballers.
St. George's beat my school Arden following year in the Walker Cup final. Okay. All right. So this one says we're natural at scrimmage and futsal just need to get more structured. The long-term success of JA is in the AYSO model. Are we familiar with AYSO?
No, but I will, man, that's where I would love to be a part of that. I think that's
no. I'm telling you, I'm going to listen. I am going to. Once we talk, I'm going to go to a school here and say, listen, we want to host and just invite the schools from this area to play in the futsal. We can get like 10 of them to play, and then we'll go into like Westmoreland, get 10 of them to play in a futsal tournament.
Just 8 players you need.
No, man, I'm talking about 10. Finding 10 schools in each parish. Yeah. And then we'll have, when they all play, we probably have it, when we just run the tournament for like Saturdays, 10 Saturdays. Yeah, then you have something where the 14 parishes, you have one tournament where all 14 play in a tournament for the futsal champion or something. We're going to talk about, I think it's a fantastic idea.
But not only that, I'm talking about bringing teams to Jamaica to play futsal.
Yeah, so here's what we'd love to do as well. Maybe when we select an all-star team from the east, from the eastern high school, the western high school, the southern and the northern. And then you bring in a couple of teams and then we play a futsal tournament with all 6 or all 8.
And again, we have Jamaica. We can bring teams from Jamaica to go to Barcelona because we go in Barcelona next 2 weeks. We're taking teams to Barcelona to go play in futsal tournament. We're playing a World National Futsal Tournament. We can have that from Jamaicans. Listen, we'll talk.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna work on that because I think it's a possibility. It's not like you need to build a field.
Yeah, that's why it don't cost nothing.
Yeah,
really, not much. Just need some goal.
All right, AYSO is the American Youth Soccer Organization.
Okay.
And then this one says, Greg, did you play with Stephen Lee at St. George's?
Yes. Stephen Lee.
Okay, there
Yeah.
we go. All right, so we'll talk, Greg. Sarah Simmons, really want to thank you for coming on, and very good conversation. I love your perspective, the desire to help, the heart to help. Continue to build, your kids. I mean, the two older one that we're familiar with, Cameron and Nicholas. We wish them all the best, and your twin as well, and your family. I'm really looking forward to this diaspora committee we're talking about, and knowing that not just your footballing expertise, but in terms of your college experience, you're a businessman, and so you will probably bring some of that expertise in helping that. And I also think that this futsal thing is going to go off big time. I'm already excited, so looking forward to that as well. So want to say a big thank you again, and really appreciate the time spent on I Am Sure Sports today. Definitely. All right.
Yeah, man. It's again, I appreciate you having me on the call, and I'm sure all Jamaican football fans appreciate what you're doing. I just encourage you to keep on doing what you're doing, because I see a difference being made already. You're connecting with a lot of us, which I've never been connected this much, and we're all talking now about what you're doing. So we fully support you 100%.
Yeah.
And we're here to help.
Yeah, man. Someone is asking why you went to St. George's and wearing a purple shirt for the interview.
No, Jamaica, they're easy, you know. I don't even realize I'm on a purple shirt. Hey, Manins, ask him what color Peter and Paul is wear.
Oh yeah. So he's supporting his prep school.
Peter
Yeah.
and Paul, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Bama, the man saying beating at the final, man. The man beating at the final, Bama, man. Although
Baba beat up every year. We catch him one time. That was our World Cup, Manning. That was our World Cup.
Was it in the Enriquez Cup or Alberga Cup?
I think it's Enriquez,
Yeah.
Yo,
Okay.
Manzan, road parade we'll have, parents of them car, we're going to the back of the road parade down Hope Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, a big thing, man. We have the trophy outside of the car. We have go down the road. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Beating what our purpose is beating Manchester United in the final.
That is so serious. Yeah. So this one says, yeah, man, Peter and Paul, I was trying to break your records. Oh, you have records at St. Peter's and Paul too?
Probably. I don't know.
For goal scoring? Jason, have to tell us what records those are. No? You know that I thought about that purple shirt thing. This is a KC man talking, But Owen says he's a St. George's man. He said he was giving you a pass for Peters and Paul. That's really, yeah. And then Jason said you and Andre Verti score more than me still. So he went to St. Peter's and Paul.
Okay.
But apparently you and Andre Verti scored more goals than him. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, but we'll be in touch, Sir Siwan Zaman. Appreciate it again, and take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. And it was good talking with you. All right?
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. You're welcome. Anytime. Yeah. All right, so there you go, people. Mr. Gregory Simmons. I mean, hope you enjoyed the conversation we had. And all of these conversations, right, are designed to help the football. We are going to make a difference. We're not here to usurp the authority of the JFF. We're not here to insist on anything. We're here to give help, because we all want to see better football and a better Jamaica. And there are many of you here who are going to be involved in that change, so that our children's children can again grow up in an environment where if they want to play the sport of football, they are in the best possible environment. Thank you for your time today. I want to thank again Gregory Simmons for coming on. So thanks to every single one of you. As usual, just a simple request. If you have not yet subscribed to I Am Sure Sports, go ahead and subscribe. If you have not yet hit the like button, hit it before you go. Share the content with someone else and let them know that this was an interview worth listening. All right. I am Manningsman. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And as usual, when it gets to this point of the show, we say we are over and we are O-U-T out of here.